Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video here in the series of House Test Troubles. My name is House Test here for the new Byte, and I want to talk about Activision, the fans, and especially how to deal with investors. And this is not directly the best title, I admit, but it definitely is something that I wanted to talk about. Because on November 8th, so a few days ago actually, there was an investors call between Activision Blizzard, short ATVI, and of course the investors, and it was the Q3 2018 results earnings call. And with that, a lot of things have been published, because I have the script here and I want to read a few things for you first, especially in regard of course to Destiny 2, because I myself am a big fan of the Destiny franchise in itself. I love the first one after the big update that brought the Taken King forward, and I especially love now Destiny 2 since Forsaken is here, and it is just really good now. So the investors call actually found out to be a little bit different from what I personally would have expected, and let's dive right into it, right? So in the recent call, there was the following statement regarding the earnings of Activision. Spencer Eden Newman by Activision Blizzard was telling the audience Activision monthly active users were 46 million, up sequentially from Q2 2018. This sequential growth was driven by Destiny's expansion Forsaken and by new Reach initiatives, which grew Destiny monthly active user quarter on quarter and year over year. Now, while Forsaken is a high-quality expansion with strong engagement in new modes of play, it did not achieve our commercial expectations, and there's still work to do to fully re-engage the core Destiny fanbase. So this is the first big thing that drops here just out of nowhere. Destiny 2 is not a commercial success. And we definitely have to split here two things, like what's in the mind of the players out there and what's in the mind of the company. That's two different things completely, and we can just not expect to see both things come together very soon, because these companies, and especially publishers and the investors behind those, they always want to make more money. They bring money in so they can start working, and what they produce is expected to bring even more money back, return of investment with a profit. And the few actions that they had so far are seen by now, with the launch of Forsaken in September on PlayStation 4, I suspect biggest player base to that date, actually got Destiny 2 the base version for free if you had a PlayStation Plus subscription. So a lot of people immediately got access to the Destiny 2 base game and just had to update their version to buy the Forsaken expansion, and then they could join the latest release now, including the 2 DLCs which were released in the year 1 of Destiny 2. And by all means, it's really interesting how this is just not appearing to be a very valid success, because, I mean, it does make some sense, right? If you look back, Destiny 1, it was so highly anticipated by the guys that did Halo. They went away from that franchise and got their own new one, now known as Destiny, and that was just a complete failure at the beginning. Like, not many people actually liked it, and in many regards, it was just a bad game overall. Then the first year passed, a big patch happened, and the content of the Taken King expansion dropped. And that changed everything forever. So many more, like millions of people joined again to Destiny, and it basically turned around what Destiny was by that time. In their minds already there was a plan behind everything which called for a 10-year life cycle of Destiny overall. Like new expansions coming over and over again, not really secrets, but then we heard of like, no, Destiny 2 actually is a thing at the end of the second year. But Bungie needed more time, and in the meantime they stocked up more people, and they actually brought us the Rise of Iron DLC, another expansion which led into the year 3 of Destiny 1, while Destiny 2 has begun to be developed in the background. Now in the 4th year of Destiny 1, there's actually no 4th year now, because by that time now in September 2017, Destiny 2 launched, and that in itself also was again, sadly, both critically and by the fans, a failure. it did not live up to the hype, and most people agreed on it that so many aspects of the game needed a change and overhaul, and it's just crazy how many people at Bungie apparently thought the things that they changed were good. I'm not going into DLC because it's just that long ago and by now, and come now today, the second year of Destiny 2, we have yet again the situation that there's a big expansion that dropped. Many fans love it, it's bringing back what we actually want. Sure, we can talk about the controversial decisions that they made with the story, but gameplay-wise, definitely lots of things have been improved here, and especially with the raid, the biggest part, and at least most important part to many people in Destiny 2, this has become the best thing of content in the whole game so far. And now we sit down here and think about, like, okay, apparently it was not a success. It's weird. Well, let's go further into details. Further on, Spencer Adam Newman said, at Activision, Q3 segment revenue was $397 million. Let me repeat that, 397. Key contributors were Call of Duty digital in-game revenue and Destiny 2 Forsaken, although the latter underperformed our expectations. Segment operating profit of $112 million was lower year over year versus a quarter that included the Destiny 2 full game launch and continued benefits from the Q2 2017 release of Black Ops Zombies, downloadable content, and Crash Bandicoot. So, what you're saying is you made like a really big amount of money and it's not enough because one part of the game just didn't live up to the hype? Like, maybe it's because people are just more cautious now? Like, for one, that actually Destiny 2 Forsaken would do it again what Bungie did already with Destiny 1. Turning things around so big and improve the game so far that actually is worth your time again as a player. That's really unlikely, and I can get the skepticism. Especially thinking about how there's now also a year pass or annual pass, like a season pass for the next coming year of content, and many people are just not willing to pay for that much. Because for one, there was already a big expansion for 40 euros. I'm using euros now, this is the same thing in dollars, that they had to pay for to just get the main content of the year 2 of Destiny 2. And now they're also expected to pay even more, another 40 euros or dollars to pay for the following up, expected to be actually free content, which is now behind a paywall. Now, here's the biggest thing. Again, Spencer Adam Newman by Activision Blizzard says, some of our other franchises, like Destiny, are not performing as well as we'd like, and we're working to accelerate the pace of live operations innovation, improve the speed with which we release new content to keep our players engaged, and to provide new opportunities for monetization. Jeez, that is a kicker. Maybe we need to translate it, but directly saying here, it's just basically, okay, so we're gonna put up more updates, we're gonna push for more monetization, and we definitely wanna help to bring more microtransactions into the game. It's not good, right? And Destiny already has quite a few options for that, considering the microtransaction system they have through the Eververse store, which gives you shaders and, of course, a certain type of armor set, sparrows, and the ships to fly up in between worlds, which are all just for looks. They all don't change the way how you play, and even like the armor that you can get, it's level 10, so you can't just put in a lot of money and then level up to 600 by that. And that basically just means I don't know what they want to do, and I'm really nervous. Like, Destiny 2 improved so much for the better that I'd say, okay, I'm really excited now. I'm actually more hopeful for the future and want to buy the annual pass now after I already played through most of the content from Forsaken. Since now also Destiny 2 was for free on PC until yesterday. If you watch this, it's too late, I'm very sorry. There was actually lots of good reasons to pay money again, because for example, I was on PlayStation 4 and now I got access to the PC version for free, to the base Destiny 2 version without the DLCs and expansion, and actually went down and spent 40 more euros to actually get the Forsaken DLC again, now on PC. And I have friends who play with on PC, and it's a lot of fun. We're actually gonna play like every other day or so, and it's a good time. And I might even spend like another dime or so just to buy some silver for some actual cool cosmetic things that I want to have. Like, for example, for a ghost shell that I had already on PlayStation 4 because I played so much there that I got it for free. Now maybe I want to pay money for it because I don't play that much already on PC compared to PlayStation 4 and those things. And it's just such an interesting thick line going through the developers, the investors, and also the fans of the game. Lots of studio execs probably struggle to follow the demands of the investors while trying to lead the studio that's developing the game in the best way they can to open opportunities to create a great game, and not just a service that prints money for the customers. In a sense, the investors and publishers are the studio's customers because they paid for the people to make something that brings them their investment back with profit. We as the audience, players, the people like that just enjoy what comes out of it to gain experience, fun, and spending some good time, we'd have nothing to say of it. In the end, we pay the price for what the industry has built up over the years. And you can just clearly see it because the game director behind Destiny at Bungie, Luke Smith, went to Twitter on November 10th and said very clearly, "We're not disappointed with Forsaken. We set out to build a game that Destiny players would love, and at Bungie, we love it too. Building Destiny for players who love it is and will remain our focus going forward." That is what the game director Luke Smith says. Just clearly, focus, at least by him, and then following of course also the studio, is we want to make something that's great. And if something is great, people will gladly pay money for it, because then it's worth it. Now pushing again for faster updates and more options for monetization is just, I think, the wrong way to go. But as it is again, as these giant studios have been built up behind these big publishers, they're just getting pushed to do what the investors want. And those just want money. And this is very sad. But the good thing is actually Bungie was supported by a Chinese investor where they got, I think, like $100 million or something like that. We have the story actually on our website, thenewboy.com. You should check it out if you haven't yet. And that makes me hope really that even if Destiny would stay with Activision, probably because of rights and everything, I don't know the exact contracts of course, I would hope whatever comes after that, something that only Bungie is doing, that they self-publish and which will probably also be picked up very early on from the fans. This is something where they can live out all the creativity and don't need to necessarily focus only on the money. Of course, they always need to do money, that's just how this capitalism world works. But I clearly hope for the future it won't be as bad as it is right now with Activision. A lot of friends that I talked to said, like, yeah, actually, now that I tried it, Destiny 2 is really good. And most of them also went and bought Forsaken next to the free base version. So in some sense, this has worked, I guess. The strategy at BlizzCon to just give everyone the base version of Destiny 2 on PC for free, which is of course very easy to do because Activision Blizzard is of course owning also Battle.net, where the platform is for Destiny 2 and also all the other games of course. So that's it guys, these are my few thoughts about what has happened here with Activision, Destiny and of course Bungie, and I wonder what do you think guys about this. I'm very sorry that I couldn't spend much work on editing, but as I said in the previous video, which you should definitely check out if you haven't yet, I'm just putting myself in a situation where I definitely want to put up videos, but I just can't deliver the high quality that I did previously with editing so much together. So this is it, just one picture. I hope it's okay. It's mainly about the words that I say, I think, and if that's okay for you, I will gladly continue with that with the next topic next time. So long, have a nice day, see you soon again, follow us everywhere, which is at The New Byte, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course also join our Discord at thenewbyte.com/discord. It's that easy. My name is Hustus here for The New Byte, and I'm out. Thanks and goodbye.